So I guess we should start off how we usually do and say hi.
How are ya?
Tired. It's been a long, busy day, but I'm good. Finally have my voice back.
Yay!
That was so annoying. Also, never happened to me before. I don't think I've ever gotten sick to the point where I don't have a voice and I can only whisper.
I don't think I've gotten that bad, but this last week I was coughing up a freaking storm, though.
Oh, yeah? Like a lot of phlegm and shit?
Yeah, pretty much. That and when you start getting that tickle in the back of your throat.
Yeah, then you can't stop coughing.
Gotta
Yeah.
love Sawyer being in school.
Yeah, I think that's how I got sick from Amelia being in school, so totally get it. But then again, it's like that's the thing these days too. Well, these days, recently, it's like everybody's getting sick.
Pretty much, because everybody's been home. So now everybody's interacting with each other.
Yep.
And the worst part about it is, when I talked to my doctor to figure out, because Sawyer had a really nasty cough this last week too.
Poor guy.
Him having a cough every so often isn't for like a few days wasn't bad. It's just like at night he would cough so hard that when he tries to breathe, it sounds like he's gasping.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was a little concerned about that. But when I talked to the doctor, I was like, "Yeah, it's fine. It's just everybody's getting sick this time of year, especially since it's his first time going to school."
Yeah. Getting exposed to all these new germs and shit. The only thing that I'm concerned is like RSV cases were on the rise too, which sucks.
That was the biggest concern. I didn't even know what RSV was until somebody at work said mentioned it when I was talking about it. I'm like, crap.
Yeah. Yay, here's something else for you to worry about.
Uh-huh.
And then you said Callie was sick recently too, right?
Uh-huh. She just had what, strep?
Jeez.
Yeah. Sawyer had his doctor's appointment on Friday, and as soon as she was done with the doctor's appointment, because the night before she was feeling like crap, her father came to grab Sawyer at the doctor's office. That way she can go to the urgent care there, and that's when they found out she has strep.
Jeez.
Yep.
All right, this has been a fun start to the podcast. Anyway, this is the Ramble Pack podcast where we talk about gaming news and stuff like that, and instead we're talking about sickness and family, so yay! Anyway, I'm your host, Adam.
And I'm your co-host, Mike. and piece of advice to any of you young bucks out there:
Don't have kids.
don't get married anytime soon.
Now, wait a minute. I'm happy. I'm married and happy.
I'm not saying I'm not happy either.
But
notice all the sickness problems happened after we get married.
I would blame the kids more than that.
Well, mine goes to school, so I'm kind of got screwed on those ends.
You know what? Do what you want within reason. Don't listen to us. Have fun. Live your life.
We're crotchety old men. Let us be.
Old men. I'm older than you.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah, that doesn't really help, does it?
No.
No.
Listen,
Anyway,
I've come to the realization we are definitely at that age when I went to freaking BJ's to do a mobile order pickup. This first time I'm using the damn mobile app. I can't find where to check in. I had to call them to say, "Hey, I'm outside. I can't find where to check in." And they had the guy come out, and the guy actually showed me when he did that. And I'm like, "Oh my
was
god!"
it obvious or was it hidden away?
It's an obvious spot.
Uh-huh.
But I'm like, "Oh man, I just turned into my parents."
Well, I don't know what to tell you about that. Good luck. Have fun. See, I would say you're more of a man than I would because I wouldn't even bother calling them. I would waste as much time as I could driving around there until I found it so I didn't have to make that call. I have so much anxiety about calling people. I'm like, nope, not doing it. I'll do it myself. I'll figure it out. I don't care how long it takes.
Well, I had Sawyer with me at the time, and I didn't know when the last time he went potty was.
Oh,
So I'm
shit,
like,
You're on a
yeah,
crunch.
pretty much. It was just supposed to be a quick pickup and then go home.
Oh boy.
So back to our regular scheduled programming.
Topics. Programming works. What have you been playing lately? Since I think we're like a week behind recording again, but that's what being sick does to you.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's see. Console-wise, Dreamlight Valley. And mobile-wise, I'm back to the slime game. Because they just had their 1-year anniversary event.
right.
So they added a whole bunch of features.
Mm-hmm.
So what about yourself?
Just for achievement wise, I was playing Assassin's Creed Rogue, like the old 360 game, just for fun,
Yep.
just like starting that and getting some achievements, and then I switched over to Persona 5 Royal.
Ooh.
Yeah. That game's actually a lot of fun. I'm not a big fan of like life sim stuff and what did they call it? Like graphic novel romance shit, but
Yeah.
the game itself is fun. I was just looking for a decent JRPG to pass the time. At least until Tales of Symphonia's remake comes out. Or remaster, not remake.
I know Persona 5 was a free download at one point for PlayStation, so I downloaded it, but I've never tried it, so you recommend?
Yeah, so far with what I played, I would recommend it. I'm supposed to give Bailey a full report of what I think of it, too. I'll just point her to the podcast. She can listen to this. It's fun. Go buy it.
Cool.
I would recommend it. I like it so
Alright.
far. I feel like I'm on a JRPG kick, and I just want to get a really good one where you're just doing turn-based battles going through the story. I just want a good solid one like back in the day, and the cats are getting into it. How rude.
Uh-huh.
Oh, also, this is for you. Speaking of mobile games,
Yeah.
I got back into a mobile game I played recently.
What game was that?
Gems of War.
I'm not too familiar with that one. What's that one about?
It's some matching gem game, but you match gems and you gain mana to cast spells for your creatures that are on your team to beat the other team.
Oh, okay. So it's like Candy Crush meets turn-based games type of thing.
Yeah, it's like Candy Crush mixed with an RPG and deck building.
I'll have to
I
give
like
that.
it.
I'll have to try it.
Oh, hello, kitty. Which one of you came upstairs? Elfie, hello. Yay.
By the way,
Yes.
no more crashing the game with
Disney?
Yeah.
Yes,
So-
I wanted to ask you, how is it running? Because I've noticed a very a large uptick in performance on the Xbox. Like, it runs so smooth.
A lot better because before if my farm was 400 crops or more, the game would get so laggy to the point that it would crash any second. Now I have like 3 times that. Granted, it's not in the same area. I think I have like 400 in the oh my god, not the plaza, the area below it. I keep forgetting the freaking name. Yes.
So do I.
Callie said the meadow. I have like 300 or 400 there, 100 in the glade, 100 in the forest, and 100 in the Forgotten Plains. Run smooth as can be.
Cool.
One thing I did find out
Uh-oh.
that I will not try again is I've noticed people on like the Facebook forums say they'll trap their companion while they're farming their crops so that they don't release the bonus crops right away.
Interesting. Okay.
It prevents because they're not following you, they're not releasing it, and then the second you undo it, they come out and they release it all at once. I tried it. Released my character, I see a flash of the dispersal, and game crashes. I was like, oh shit.
I mean, that's cool that worked, but that sucks for you.
Yeah.
Jeez. That's cool, though. I did not know that was a thing.
Give it a shot. Because that supposedly that's so that they don't. The purpose of that is so that, you know how when you pick up the crops, sometimes they glow that orange glow, and you can grab multiple in one
Yeah.
repetitively,
Yep.
so that the companions don't get in your way. And when it comes to like the walk by, the thing that Meg was talking about, where after a while the that blue glow goes away, and then you have to manually pick it up, type of thing.
Yeah.
That because they're releasing it all at once, you're not on the have your time almost wasted out.
Interesting. I'm going to have to see how they block in the companions, because that's neat.
Yeah, it's easy enough. Like you know how you can dismantle stuff on the in the different areas.
Mm-hmm.
I dismantled a pergola and just trapped them in that way, in a nice little square.
Okay.
Only downside is you have to remember where your character is, because when you go to set up the items, the character disappears until you get out of the set after you set it up.
Oh. Fancy.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, I'm glad that you came back around to that, because I meant to ask you how it's running. Because, like I said, we've noticed a big increase in performance on the Xbox One, or Series X. I fucking hate the naming convention. The Series X, the big black monolith. It runs so much smoother now.
What I find
Cannot
funny is
complain.
from what Callie was telling me, that I haven't heard anything about it, but what Callie was telling me is the Switch is now starting to run into the issues. After the update, the Switch is running into the issues that I was running into on the PS4, so.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, speaking of that, through our podcast and talking to them, we got 2 people to play the game too now.
Yay!
We got
Who did-
Megan. We got the other Megan and Bailey.
Yay!
So now they're playing it. As far as the other Megan likes the game. She had a problem where she couldn't equip the water can, I think it was, or she couldn't switch off of it the other day, so she wasn't able to do what she needed to do. I don't think Bailey's too far into it, but when Megan was out there in California, they were playing it, and I guess she liked it.
Oh, good.
So, yay! We're having an influence.
Woohoo!
So speaking of influence, I'm going to start with the No Man's Sky update that happened a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
When the Switch version of the game launched, they put out the new update called Waypoint.
Uh-huh.
That was part of what we started playing too, like the option to start the game in like creative or survival or whatever it was, like the extra options. And
Yeah.
we just jumped into the game proper, like the base game.
Mm-hmm.
Since you had never played before with everything, you have fresh eyes on it and you haven't been through all the changes to the UI and everything. What do you think of the game so far?
So far, I haven't played it since that week that we tried it, just because we switched to Dreamlight right after, or around that same time. But I liked it. It's weird at first. The game was weird at first to get used to, just because of the mechanics of it.
Yeah.
But once you started understanding how it works, and basically figure out, hey, you can pretty much do whatever the hell you want. I went off running. I loved it.
You like the space aspect? Taking off from the planet's surface and going straight to space and then back down?
Oh yeah, you don't see that. I wish I had played it sooner, because I again I have to bring my Kingdom Hearts reference. Kingdom Hearts 3, I thought they were trying to allude to that type of thing, but there was no bridge to it, where you can just take off in your ship and go right into the space section, whereas Kingdom Hearts 3 doesn't do that. So, I wished it had done something like that. but I like it. I like it a lot.
Yay! We're gonna have to jump back into it and play then. I thought
Oh, yeah.
about playing again recently, but I got back into Destiny as well. I did a handful of things on that. But I've more been playing Persona. So.
Ooh.
Oh yeah,
I
because
just
of
thought
Destiny's mech stuff. That's why I got back into it, because I'm like, I can make a mech and then run around doing the Halloween shit.
I've been bad. I haven't gone into that yet.
To be fair, you're not really missing much. It's more of the same.
It's just you get to look like a pseudo Gundam if you wanted to.
Yeah. Titans look the most like a Gundam.
Well, yeah, because they're big and stocky and whatnot. What? Back to the No Man's Sky thing. What do you think about terraforming a planet to look like Pac-Man?
That'd be cool. That'd be really funny. I don't
I
know
don't-
how possible that is, but that'd be really cool.
Well, if you can if you can basically dig down to the Earth's core, why not?
We need to test this out and see if it works.
Take a tiny planet, make it huge, and look like Pac-Man.
I mean, they do have a creative mode on there. Something to try.
Challenge accepted.
Okay. Just gotta make time.
Very
Oh
true.
yeah, I have time now that I'm done with school. I don't have to worry about that anymore.
Lucky you, I just realized I gotta renew my license.
Sorry.
No, it's not your fault. Which you may need to schedule some time with you at some point then.
Wait, why? What? I missed something.
Remember, I need somebody to
Oh right,
to
that's
supervise
right. You need
my
somebody
test
to
taking.
watch. Yes,
Yeah,
I can watch you.
not creepy at all.
No, I like looking at you. You're easy on the eyes. Don't worry.
Aw, thank you. Talking about easy on the eyes.
Uh
So The Witcher.
oh. Wait. Who or what? Well, never mind.
What?
No, you keep talking. I was gonna say who's easy on the eyes, but pretty much all of them are. So what does it matter?
Well,
Even
I
Ethel.
just find it ironic that they're coming out with all these announcements, and the Netflix series is actually replacing.
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't like it?
Shut up. I don't want to talk about it. Leave me alone. I don't want to talk about it.
Hey, if it makes you feel any better, I'm not too happy with that either. But it makes sense knowing that he's returning to being Superman.
Yeah, I want a solid answer as to what it is, because people are saying it's the Superman thing, and then other people are saying it's because they butchered the scripts and the story of like the show versus the books, and I don't know. I'd like a solid answer, but I'm not gonna speculate. I'm just sad because he definitely carried that show in the best way possible.
Oh, absolutely. If there was ever ever an actor that you know is gonna try to stick to the script, not stick to the script, stick to the core story,
Stick to the
And
heart
ma-
of the story and the characters.
right? It's gonna
Yeah.
be him.
Absolutely. I mean, that he fought tooth and nail to be Geralt himself, and like did everything he could to embody him in the show while he was practicing and stuff.
Oh, absolutely. He did
Yeah.
that. He did that with that role. He did that with the Superman role. What the hell else did he
That's
do?
why they brought him back.
Yeah. Well, they kind of pissed him off. It was like, why am I gonna renew my contract?
Again, speculation. We don't know. They haven't come out and said. They're just like, this is happening. See ya. That sucks, though. How dare you bring that up? Why would you do this to me?
I'm sorry.
I was upset about it the other day, and then I finally got over it, and you're like, hey, guess what? Salt in the wound.
I just find it ironic that all this is happening at the same time. Okay.
Yeah. Are you talking about the Witcher remaster or the new games that they talked about?
All of it. They just the developers they seem to be going for the races today with all that stuff.
Oh, in the last couple of weeks, yeah, they're starting to reveal more stuff. Like they've got their hands full with the, God damn it, I cannot think. With the Cyberpunk DLC coming out, they had the what do they call this one? The next gen patches for The Witcher 3, like to make it run 60 FPS, 120 hertz, maybe even on certain things, make it look nice and crisp and pretty.
Yeah.
That is supposed to be coming out by the end of this year too. And then they just showed off or not showed off, they just revealed that they are remastering The Witcher 1 in Unreal 5. But it's not even them. They're outsourcing it to a company called Fool's Remedy, which I've never heard of before.
But aren't they? But if I'm from the articles I was reading, the people that they're outsourcing the stuff to, it's not like they haven't worked on Witcher stuff before.
I don't know anything about the company themselves, so tell me.
I could be confusing it with another developer or whatever, but if I remember reading it correctly, the company had worked on the Witcher project at one point or another, or the company that's developing it was that they sourced it out to was founded by somebody who worked on the Witcher project previously. So it's
like they
not
broke
like
off and made their own
right
company.
So it's not like they're completely new to the series. So they're familiar with what's going on.
Right. Which would make the most sense too.
Oh, absolutely. If you're going to outsource it, might as well outsource it to somebody who has actually worked on the project.
Yeah.
And hopefully there's no bad blood.
I doubt there is if they have them doing that.
Very true.
But that makes me kind of excited. Like this is an idea of what the next Witcher game is going to be like, because I think they're using Unreal 5 for that one too. So the fact that they're remastering the first Witcher, which definitely needs an update with how the gameplay was and everything. If they update it to be like Witcher 3 in a remastered sense in Unreal 5, it's going to be cool to see that first off, and second, it's going to be cool to have some sort of idea as what the next Witcher is going to feel like, maybe.
Very true. You notice a lot of developers are just switching to the Unreal 5 instead of doing their own in-house engine anymore. You're hearing
You know what? I think CDPR had their own engine for Witcher 2, and they are dropping it in place of Unreal.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was, and I think it was part of the agreement. It's obviously not going to be an Epic exclusive, but part of the agreement is they're going to be able to use Unreal 5 in any future iterations of the engine.
In the engine.
Like if Unreal 6, Unreal 7, as they release newer iterations.
Like they're backwards compatible with that. I thought that was like a typical thing with Unreal. I haven't played around with Unreal enough to know. So yeah, if they put out the next gen patch within the next couple of weeks, you're probably going to lose me to Witcher 3 again, because I will jump back into that game in a heartbeat. God, that is like one of the best games I have ever played. That's extremely high praise, but I would highly recommend anybody who likes action RPGs with a really good story and like branching quests and stuff, try it. You'll love it.
It looks pretty. I definitely want to try it. So
the DLCs are meaty too. They're like full games.
No shit.
Yeah.
I'm hooked.
I highly recommend. It's really fun. The sword combat is really lackluster, I'll say. Like, that's the weakest point, is you just press X, or you press Y to do a heavy attack, and sidestep, and cast your magic. But it's all, like, simplistic stuff, but just exploring and doing all the quests and everything is cool.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
And nothing wrong with that kind of gameplay. All right.
No.
It means it's easier for people like me. I think that's one of the things I hated about doing, like the Tekken games or any of that. I would suck at them at doing combos. So to the point that I had a character. You remember Tekken 3? There was a special unlockable character named Gon. It was basically like
Oh, the little dinosaur.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the knockoff Yoshi.
Mm-hmm.
The tail whip attack. I just spammed the shit out of it because I couldn't play as anybody else. Because
It's
anybody
almost
who
as. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say as soon as anybody figured out how to do combos in the game or whatnot, I was fucked. So I had to play that character because he was just short enough that he's just whipping at your ankles and you can't get him.
Mm-hmm. See, I was never good at games like Tekken or Dead or Alive or Virtual Fighter even. I could do Street Fighter or Guilty Gear or something like that. Except for Dead or Alive 2, I think it was, and then maybe
Yeah.
3. I would practice on characters and get decent, but I was always good with Ayane because there was a string that she would do where she spins and like turns around and backhands you or does a back fist or a kick. And I could string those back and forth so you're just constantly spinning and they basically have to guess what you're doing next. It was fun, but it didn't get you very far.
Got you far enough to get satisfaction.
I mean, if you beat the game, you beat the game, but you try it against somebody else and they'll mop the floor with you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, man.
So, I really want to. This isn't the first time I've heard Brazil forcing a gaming company to have to divulge information.
Mm-hmm.
What law does Brazil have that's forcing these companies to divulge how much they make?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I want to look into like the economics of this and understand who or what markets Microsoft has to convince or make okay with this idea and why. Because it feels weird that they're going through a British regulatory system or a regulatory market and a Brazilian one, but you're not hearing about it anywhere else.
Right. I'm just like, I didn't even know that you had to get approval from other countries to
It makes
merge a
sense to
company.
me because it's a global thing. If it was just countrywide, then it would make sense to just get an okay with the government of your entire country. But since they're global, it makes sense.
Well, look at for example, the Disney and Fox merger. I don't remember them ever talking about needing approval from other countries to merge. They're clearly global.
That's a good point, but do they have a foothold in any other country? Like, do they have any animation studios set up or anything like that anywhere? Or is it just like they're talking with the other countries for distribution rights and that's as far as it goes?
I'm not sure about. I couldn't tell you. Fox, I highly doubt.
See, with Activision Blizzard, I guarantee you they have places besides the U.S. that, they have to make sure that everything is fine there, too.
Right, like how Sony has the Japan branch and the U.S. branch.
Yeah,
and
and Nintendo's got one in Tokyo, I think, and then Nintendo of America in Washington. Same idea.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Hey, listen, I'm all for it. If another country's laws make you divulge that information, by all means.
So do you want to talk Call of Duty since it just came out recently with all this Activision Blizzard shit?
Sure, let's get it out of the way.
All right. It's another Call of Duty game. There you go. End of review.
Yeah, it's a copy and paste. It's just prettier. I'm not a Call of Duty fan. I've been very vocal about that.
I'm not a fan either. I realize that it's fun and a lot of people like it, but it's not my type of shooter. It's got a 76 average, which that's Call of Duty for you. I feel like that's what they've been getting the last 4 or 5 titles that have come out.
They passed. They got enough to pass.
It is a game.
Pretty much.
But it looks nice. It runs nice. I don't really know anything about the story because I don't care enough to play it and find out. I'm not hearing or seeing anything super negative or anybody down on the game, just saying that it's more of the same. It just looks nicer. But it's turned into another one of those things where people are complaining about exclusivity shit and the Xbox versus Sony debate.
I don't get it. There shouldn't be any exclusives at this point. If there's going to be anything that's going to be exclusive, is maybe like console exclusive type of skin or console exclusive type of weapon, whatever.
Well, do you remember the last time we recorded, Jim Ryan was complaining about Sony not having Call of Duty on their platforms, or if they did, it would be at like a staggered release. But in the same breath, Sony, the company, was touting Call of Duty, the beta on Sony, and saying, play it here first, play it here early, you get all this shit. And then when the game launched, they had an extra tier for something where you can get, or no, something special where you get 4 extra levels, and like a couple of additional extra things in the game that is not available to Xbox players. And this is more a game design thing. I don't know if it's the way the systems work, but apparently PlayStation has a nice shiny button that says no crossplay, whereas for Xbox and PC, you have to go in and surf through the settings to adjust it to allow crossplay at all. I think that's more of just like the design phase of the game, and I wouldn't blame that on a PlayStation thing, but those are like two of the biggest things that people are complaining about when it comes to this whole exclusivity thing.
They should. It's what 2000. It's 2020, 2022 at this point. We're gonna be going into 2023. It's not.
What do you think? It's a little hypocritical for Sony to be complaining about, I guess, not having Call of Duty later on, and then they're like, "But look at all the shit that we get first when it comes to that game."
Are they hypocrites? Yes. Do I blame them? No.
Okay, fair.
It's along, and not to get like too political, it's along the same lines of my opinion when it comes to all these assholes and politicians who take advantage of laws, not paying taxes and shit like that. Do I think they're assholes? Yes. Do I blame them for taking advantage of a legal loophole that we allowed to happen? No.
I would, because we should be holding them to a higher standard.
We should, but at the same time, it's our damn fault for voting these politicians in, who put these laws in place for them to take advantage.
Well, that plus a lot of them are geriatric old fucks who needs to leave because they are behind the 8 ball when it comes to actual laws that affect people in this day and age.
Oh, absolutely. You're not hearing a complaint from me. I'm all for that.
We are not a political podcast. Let's get back to the game. We have our thoughts and feelings, and that is as far as it goes.
Listen, we get political. It's Xbox versus PlayStation. Damn it!
That's about as political as we get.
Pretty much.
Me, I am an equal opportunist. I don't pick a side. I pick games. Because I like games, and everybody should be able to play and enjoy games. I don't give a shit where you play it, so long as you get to play it. We just need more avenues to play with our friends.
Fair enough. I agree. To the point, as long as I don't have to spend more money to be able to play.
Yes. So, friends, Gotham Knights came out. Very meh. How do you feel about the reviews and stuff that have come out and what they're talking about?
Take it or leave it, to be honest.
Don't care?
Not really. I haven't been too keen on, like, as much as Batman is my favorite superhero ever since I was a kid. I've never been too big on the Batman games. I still haven't played the one that I got out of the $5 bin at GameStop.
I'm sure you'll get to it.
Eventually. Just not in any rush.
Oh, you want to know a little secret about me, even though I'm not a big superhero person? Take a guess who my favorite superhero is. I will give you a hint. It's a DC character.
For some reason, I can picture you being like a Flash fan. Either
Nope.
Flash or Green Lantern.
Green Lantern.
Now is it the Hal Jordan version? Who's basically a snarky pain in the ass?
Baby's moving around. I hope she doesn't wake up. You. Okay, how many of the Green Lanterns do you know?
I know Hal Jordan. I know. Oh my God, what the hell's his name? The black guy. John something. Why don't I remember the last name?
Yeah. You got it. Go. Stewart.
John Stewart. Yep.
Yeah, it was because of John Stewart, not because of Hal Jordan.
Really?
Yeah, I went backwards. I liked John Stewart first, and I was like, oh, there was a first one. Hal Jordan. Let's learn about him. Oh, he's pretty cool. But
I
like
would
Jon
have.
Stewart
I would have
first.
figured. I would have figured it would be the other way around, just because of our sarcastic attitudes.
Nope. I was introduced to Jon Stewart first too, so that kind of helped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then again,
Anyway.
the only version of Jon Stewart I'm familiar with is the Justice League Unlimited version. So the animated series.
I gotcha. My stepdad sent me an old ass comic of Hal Jordan, like back in the day. I've got
Yeah.
it in my safe. It's like worth $20.
It might be more money later.
Maybe. I'm trying to keep it pretty. Anyway, Gotham Knights is a very average game from what came out. And still crazy that it was a 30 FPS locked game, and it still runs like doo-doo on a lot of things, including PC for people. Yeah. But the people who have played it and talked about it are saying, it's fun. Combat feels nice. When it works, but there's nothing else to it. It's a dead open world with a lot of filler, and you're just trying to get through shit to get to the next story beat.
Yeah, no. Definitely not trying it at this point then.
No, doesn't sound good?
No.
No, well. What are you going to do?
Bitch and complain and not try the game.
I mean, if that's how you like to pass your time, you go for it. Speak your truth.
I'm embracing the crotchety old man, okay?
Since we're talking about releases, since we did Call of Duty and Gotham Knights, another big one came out. The one I think you would enjoy a lot. Bayonetta 3. Because you like Devil May Cry, right?
Oh yeah. I think I played the first one. I haven't played the other iterations, but it was fun. I liked it. And I liked the style.
So you would definitely enjoy the hell out of Bayonetta.
Oh, agreed. It is very pretty.
It's sitting at an 89 average that I've seen, and people are loving it. I mean, it's a continuation of the Bayonetta series. Of course people love it. But with that, there was controversy with the game. Do you know a lot about voice acting and the actors or actresses that do the voices for characters?
It depends on who we're talking about.
Okay, so like you probably know certain names or like recognize voices through different characters. I'm assuming.
Oh, without a doubt.
Like when we were talking about it earlier, you mentioned Tara Strong, and you were like, "Oh, that's Tommy Pickles, or that's Harley Quinn, or XYZ character."
Right.
Did you know her from the characters or from just her voice doing things?
Who?
Tara Strong.
I knew. I recognize at the beginning. I recognized the voice of when, like, I'd watch a new show, and I'd be like, "Oh, that's a similar sounding voice." I didn't know of Tara Strong for a while, like her actual name. But once I found out who she was, and then I saw her voice casting, and I'm like, "Oh shit, there's a lot more people than I thought."
Well, anyway, not dealing with Tara Strong. That's another story we'll get into here in a minute.
Uh-huh.
The voice of Bayonetta for the longest time was a lady named Helena Taylor. She's
Yep.
done a lot of voices for a lot of different things, including, I guess, plays on Broadway or just on stage. I don't know. I don't
Yep.
follow that. I just know that she does voices for games and shows.
Yeah.
She was the original voice of Bayonetta through 1 and 2 and was set to be the voice for 3.
Yeah.
People were expecting her to be the voice of 3. Everyone was excited for it to be. And a week or two before the game was set to come out,
Yeah.
God, I don't remember who said it first. I think it was Platinum Games, the people who are making Bayonetta, were like, hey, just so you know, we have a new voice for Bayonetta. It's Jennifer Hale, which, if anybody who knows voice actresses and video game people, she did Commander Shepard, the female Commander Shepard from Mass Effect 2 and on. I don't know if you played Marvel vs. Capcom 3 or there was a Wolverine vs. X-Men, I think, game that came out. She did Jean Grey for both of those.
Okay.
Sound familiar? Anything?
I didn't play the games, but I'm sure if I heard her voice, I'd recognize it.
Did you play Metroid Prime or any of the sequels from that on the GameCube and Switch?
Yeah, I think so. It's been
Well, she
a
was
while.
the voice. She was the voice of Samus in that.
Oh, okay.
So, Jennifer Hale was a new voice for Bayonetta.
Mm-hmm.
Not long after that, Helena Taylor was like, "Yo, I'm not the voice because they only offered me $4,000 for the role."
Okay.
Like, flat. That's what she said. And then Hideki Kamiya, who is like the head of Platinum Games, came out and was like, "Yeah, not true. We're not going to argue about this on here." And then she put out a video like saying, "Here's what they paid me. Please boycott the game. Don't buy it because what'd she say? Like a multi $480,000 or $680,000 company should be able to afford." Should be able to avoid like quality voice work, so I'm not going to do it for that amount.
Yeah.
But with this back and forth, there was obviously speculation to saying that doesn't sound right or things aren't lining up. And Bloomberg's Jason Schreier was like, well, here's all the receipts for everything, and here's what she was offered, and here's what they ended up doing for her, and she still said no. I guess at the start of it, they were offering her at least like 10,000 to do the role across a couple different sessions, and then like an additional 4,000 for another one.
Yeah.
And she balked at that and was like, "No, I want something in the upwards of like 6 figures." And they were like, "I don't know, we'll think about it," while they were also continuing to do auditions and everything. And then they would not meet her at her demands, so she was like, "Fine, I'm walking." They found Jennifer Hale and was like, "Hey, we'll still have you come back and do like a special role or like a side character or something like that for 4,000." And she still said, "Nah, not doing it," and then caused all the shitstorm from that. So we found out the real reason that happened. She lied to the community and was like, "They didn't give me my money," and people were like, or the Platinum Games was like, "Yeah, we did. You just didn't like it."
Right.
So that's been fun, but it didn't do anything to the release. People still love the game. They bought it. They played it. It's great.
I think. Then again, I don't know what the actual going rate for voice acting and stuff like
Thank
that.
you for saying that. That was going to be my next question for you. Keep going.
I don't know. I think 6 figures is a bit much, especially if it's how many sessions. Like, how many days is recording? From my understanding, there are people that will go in and record all their lines within, like, a day or two.
You have that. You have some that can do it within like a week or two, depending on the intensity of the role. Some of the voice actors will do like full body mocap as well as acting during those things, and then the voice for like ADR later on. It all depends on how they have it set up and the size of the role, I guess.
Right, and I'm sorry, no, I can't wrap my head around that.
Keanu Reeves is the voice of a character, or Johnny Silverhand in Cyberpunk. Do
Yeah.
you think that he's worth 6 figures for voicing a role?
Not really.
What if I told you
Voice.
that this character is someone that you talk to throughout the entirety of the game, where you're spending upwards of hundreds of hours playing the game alone, and they constantly talk to you?
Still
What if
no.
somebody is recording a novel's worth of dialogue just for a game?
Again,
That
it has
includes multiple takes. It's not doing the same thing the same way over and over. You're doing it in different inflections and different tones and stuff to match whatever setting.
I get that, but I don't. Again, I'm not. I have no idea what like the average price is for voice acting and stuff like that. But
And that's what I
can't
wanted
see
to ask you.
I can't see it anybody getting paid more than 100,000, and that's on the higher end. Like, let's say you want to get Robert Downey Jr. to reprise his role as Iron Man in an animated series, and that's just because they don't actually have to come in.
That's also like lowballing it, because they're coming from movies where they're making millions of dollars for a role where they might shoot for a couple weeks and be done.
Right. And I've seen celebrities who have done actual movies and switch to voice acting and take pay cuts because it's in their opinion. Again, I don't know how true it is or not. Experience may vary, I guess, but they found it easier. They don't need to be in shape. They don't need to go through all the struggles that they did for a live action role. They just go into the studio. They could be in pajamas if they really freaking wanted to, and just do their thing.
I would argue that that's a misconception. You still have to take care of your throat and your voice and your manner of being, because if you're trying to do something that's intense and you have to put your body into it, even if you're just like sitting there recording, if you're doing something that requires action to make you sound like you're in the middle of that, it's going to be tough on your body to do it too.
Right, but it's not like, I don't know. What I'm trying to get at is, like, for example, Hugh Jackman for the Wolverine. Perfect example.
Huge jacked man, yeah.
Yeah. He literally has to pack on pounds of muscle for months at a time just for the Wolverine roles.
Mm-hmm.
But I guarantee if he did a voice acting role for that character, he doesn't have to do that.
I have a video for you to see of him doing ADR for his movies, where he's fully acting it out while recording over his lines from the movie, so that way it's clearer. He's doing everything that he was doing in what they shot in the recording booth as well, just to make sure that it syncs up perfectly.
No shit. Okay.
Yeah.
You just like changing my opinion, don't you?
I'm just saying. It's a lot more intense than people seem to think, like especially depending on what you are doing. Because, like I said, some of these voice actors will do like full-on acting too in mocap suits to get the scenes right. Take The Last of Us, for example, with Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson. They were doing full-on mocap for their roles, on top of doing the voices.
But that's different, though. I don't see that being any different than what Josh Brolin or Mark Ruffalo do when they were Thanos and the Hulk.
And that's fair. But I'm going to go back to my Keanu Reeves argument and say this dude recorded novels worth of dialogue for a very, character-heavy game, who talks a lot and has branching paths for different things and says different things based off of different context. And that's very intensive, too. They did that for, like, weeks, if not months of recording and going back over these things.
Right.
Is that not about the same? Even if you aren't, like, full-body acting, you're still acting with your voice and your person.
But that's the thing. I think that's where it comes to, in my opinion anyways, it comes to the length of what they're doing. If you're only going in for, like, in her, the way they were making it sound like, and I could be wrong, at least with the Bayonetta role, it sounded like she was only going in there for like 2-3 days, 2-3 sessions, and she wants 6 figures for that, and that doesn't make sense to me.
I feel that that might be a side effect of an inflated ego, especially if she's voiced the character this whole time. People know her as that character, so sure, I can see her getting a big head about it, but she kind of pulled the figure of what Platinum Games is worth kind of out of her ass. So her to demand how much she wanted for it is kind of like, where is this coming from?
Right. But then if that's the case, yeah, I want that kind of money. Well, then the studio has the right to go the route that Disney did for or any video games that voiced characters like Tom Hanks. Went like how Tom Hanks is known for Woody, and Tim Allen is known for Buzz. But in the video games, they're not their voice actors. Why? Because they're regular actors. They get paid a much higher salary that these video game companies are not gonna pay. That's why for like again bringing back the Kingdom Hearts series, for the voice of Woody, they got Tom Hanks' son to do the voice for Woody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who they got for to do the voice for Buzz, but it wasn't Tim Allen.
It was me. I did it.
But they weren't going to pay. They brought them in because they were the closest to sounding like the actual actors, while not paying the original actors' prices.
Right. So I'm going to get back to my question and ask you what you think a voice actor should be paid, or what do you think is an adequate payment for doing a voice role? Do you think that her doing, basically $5,000 a day for 3 days of work, does that cover it? Do you think that's adequate? What if she had to come back and do reshoots? Should they pay her the same amount for that, or should it be different? Should there be a contract in place? Because I say that, and there's a lot of these voice actors are SAG-AFTRA.
Mm-hmm.
Usually you have to be part of those guilds or anything to sign on to do roles. Some of them you don't have to be. You can be your own independent person, but generally you're part of these unions to be able to get the work in general. The argument after this came out was what constitutes adequate pay for a voice role. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people are saying pay your voice actors correctly, and that 15K might be too low, depending. Now, they're not saying she should be getting hundreds of thousands for it, but right. 15K might be a little too low.
Or it might not be. It all depends. I really, again, if I knew more what the actual average pay was, then I could probably make a more educated decision. But based off of my experience with other jobs, I would I would hop at the fact to be paid $5,000 a day to voice a character.
But how often do those roles come in too, Like, say you get one and you work for, let's say you work for that week.
Uh-huh.
And then you're going to auditions or sending out reels every so often, and you don't hear for anything for a month and a half. Mm-hmm. Do you have enough money to live off by then?
That's your choice, though. How many actors go through that same process?
I would say that actors always go through that process. They make their money by acting. So if you don't have the roles to keep that up, you don't make money.
Right, but at the same time, when you're starting off and you're getting crap roles, you're obviously not getting millions, so you're not going to be living off of that for very long.
Right, so you would take on as many of those crap jobs as you can so you have the money. I would say that that's what a lot of voice actors are doing now. Yeah. They have to try and take on as many roles as possible and hope that they get picked to be able to make these kinds of monies.
Exactly.
So again, what is fair pay for a voice actor? Tell me, Mike. Inquiring minds want to know. Solve the world's problems right now.
Yeah, I know, right? No, I think based off of my limited knowledge, $5,000 would be adequate. $5,000 a session would be an adequate pay.
All right.
And if that's going to be your only role for the next year, then you should probably find another job. If you're only working 2 to 3 days out of the year and you're expecting that to pay your annual salary, then I don't know what to tell you.
Well, since we mentioned it, let's go into the other voice acting thing. Since we mentioned Tara Strong, she was pushing for Charles Martinet to be the voice of Mario in the Super Mario movie that's coming out.
Yep.
Instead of Chris Pratt. Did you watch the trailer for that?
Yes, I did, and I'm not happy about it. At least not
What
Pratt's.
aren't you happy about it?
I'm expecting it to sound more Mario-ish. I get it. Supposed to be his take on it. It's not going to be the same. But at the same time, it's just Chris Pratt.
See, that's my sentiment too. I feel like it's just his voice. When he says one line in there, it sounds like he's got a touch of a New York accent, but other than that, it's just him.
Yes.
With that, Tara Strong was pushing for the original voice actor from the video games of Mario to be the voice actor of Mario in the movie. What do you
I
think?
agree.
Do
I
you think
agree.
that would work?
He should have been.
Okay.
He should have been. It's and I hate to knock on Chris Pratt, but it's Sonic all over again. It's the studio thinking that they're doing something. They think they're doing the right thing, but then the fans are basically saying no, it's not.
Unfortunately, Nintendo has a lot of power, so even if like the audience cries about all this stuff, I don't see it changing. Nintendo's going to hold strong and fast to what they have. Also,
I'm
really think about this for a second. Knowing how Mario sounds in the game and how he talks in the game is based off of that. Would you really want to sit through an hour and a half movie with Mario sounding like that? Would that not start grating?
I didn't think of it that way.
I think they need
now
a better
now I
voice
just
actor for
I just
Mario.
have his voice going through my head.
Yeah, see? It makes you think. I mean, it's a cool idea. Yeah, he's been Mario forever, and his voice is iconic. Of course, that's what you know as Mario. But it fits for a game sense. I don't know if it necessarily fits for a movie sense, but I think they need somebody better than Chris Pratt for it.
Yeah,
The voice just doesn't fit the character.
I don't know. I've never seen him do a long. At least not Chris Pratt. I'm talking about the voice actor for Mario.
I got one for you.
What?
Did you ever play Skyrim?
No.
Okay. Up on a tall mountain, there's a dragon that you go to meet and talk to for a quest.
Uh-huh.
His name is Parthenax. He has a very deep, gravelly voice when he talks.
Yep.
That's also Charles Martinet.
Are you serious?
I am serious.
So then it's not a. Then I don't see the issue here. If he has, it's not like he's not able to do a voice acting role.
Let me offer you this. Do you remember the Lego movie?
Yes.
You remember how popular that was?
Yes.
You remember how all the kids loved that movie?
Mm-hmm.
Who voiced the main guy in that?
I get it.
Chris Pratt did.
But it's freaking Legos, man.
I know. But I feel like that's the biggest thing, is that he's proven he can do it. His voice is soft enough for kids to hear without like it being harsh to them. It's very clear that he's a good guy when he talks.
Yeah.
It's all marketing and marketability. I know, it sucks. It's aggravating, and it's just not what we're used to. But it's all business.
I would like to be honest. I would like to see what a version. In a perfect world, I would like to see a version with both voices in there, and to see Chris's take, not Pratt, the other Chris, Charles's take on the movie, because I think he can tailor the voice. Like, we think it's annoying, but him going woohoo, woo, all that stuff, all that crap.
Yeah.
But that's all like excitement tones. I'm pretty sure he can. He could tailor Mario's voice to be like a regular talking voice, and it not be so annoying and nails on a chalkboard.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. It'd be cool to hear him do his take for the movie and like just see what would come from it.
Right. I don't know. It's like people wanting the Snyder cut, except they actually got the Snyder cut.
They got that, yeah. Oh, man. All right, what would you like to talk about next?
I I didn't even notice this part. Game Pass failing to hit its target 2 years in a row.
Yep, second year is this year. Didn't seem to make it. I've already forgotten the guy's name, but he's not one of the ones you normally hear from. But he was mentioning that their goal was like a 78% growth rate from the previous year, and they only managed to hit 28%. There was a Wall Street Journal article that came out with Phil Spencer talking to him about like I think it was the deal with Activision Blizzard, what their goals for Game Pass was, and how profitable it is. And he wouldn't give exact numbers or anything like that, but they just said that they failed to make their goal for what they wanted, only hit 28%. But they feel as though the console market for Game Pass is kind of reaching its plateau. You know, they've reached just about as far as they can, and they're trying to reach more on the PC side. Beyond that, they can't really push any further besides maybe trying to bring Game Pass to other sources as well, which I don't know how well that could work. They have a good foot in the door with Nintendo and our buddy with them, but don't expect to see anything from Xbox on Sony anytime soon.
Oh, absolutely. I don't see that happening, and at least that target is way off. I really want to know why such a difference. I could understand if it was like a 20% difference, but that's a 50% swing right there.
I have to find. I think I have a screenshot of it somewhere, or maybe I saved it somewhere. There was numbers that came out from Brazil about the Activision Blizzard deal. Part of it, Xbox had to disclose like the numbers for something, and it showed on there that they made somewhere in the market of 60 or 70 either million or billion from Game Pass alone. And I think I might be lowballing it if I'm saying million. They made in the upwards of millions of dollars through Game Pass subscriptions alone.
Right. And those numbers weren't including if I remember correctly, those numbers weren't including the online, the PC subscriptions.
Yeah, I think that's the case. I'm trying to remember and find it too. Well, this is funny. I have this picture I saved a while ago. Sony was Activision Blizzard's largest customer in 2020, accounting for 17% of its sales, which is equal to $1.37 billion.
Oh, Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Microsoft was their fourth largest customer, behind Apple and Google, $890 million. Yay! But yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about Game Pass's growth kind of stagnating when they're making plenty of money hand over fist. And a lot of that goes back into the studios that they have that's part of it too.
Right.
So that's good.
My only concern is if they were projecting such high goals, how much that's going to affect whatever plans that they had at that time, basing it off of what their projected growth was supposed to be.
Well, they might end up losing some more customers in the next year because they are also going to be increasing the price of Game Pass subscriptions. They haven't said how much yet, but look for it in the near future. They're skipping this holiday season to increase the prices just because we're so close to it, and obviously they don't want to mess up anything that's going on right now. But probably next year they're going to up the price. And if they do, I'm expecting it only to be like another $5. That's usually how they start with those things.
Yeah. How much is the annual subscription?
I think annual subscription. I don't remember if you can buy it in year form. I think it's only on a monthly basis.
Okay.
I think Game Pass is $10, and then like if you just want PC, that's either 5 or 10. But if you get them both, it's Ultimate. You get them both for 15, and that comes with Xbox Live as well.
15 a month, that's about what? It's 150,
15 times
180.
12.
Yeah, about $180 for the year. Okay. That's on the higher end of what I would want to
But if
pay.
you're doing Ultimate, you're getting both console and PC. You're not just picking one.
Right, exactly. It's not that's what I'm trying to think. It's the bundling situation. Um which can work out for a lot of people. Uh yeah, okay. If it goes, you're saying what, an extra 5, you're estimating extra $5 a month maybe
Yeah.
usually. 5 a month times 12, 60. Woof. Okay. 240, 250 for the top tier. That's pushing it, but yeah. I think if I had Xbox, I probably would still do it. But I would probably be more wary about whether or not I want to continue with it for the year after, though.
Well, on the upside of Game Pass, I don't know if you've heard of Chivalry, but their sequel came out to that after a while, apparently, and they got a player growth of 500,000 concurrent players.
Whoo!
They got a whole new life on the console, man.
Good for you guys. Holy shit.
I played Chivalry 1 back in the day, and that was pretty fun. So I imagine that the second one carries over that fun, but the fact that they gained 500,000 people playing through Game Pass alone is like, woo, a secondary market.
I'm wondering how many game crashes there must have been when all those people joined.
I mean, if you got your network good, then you have nothing to worry about. I don't think that everybody kind of hit it once. I think it was just more like, oh, here comes a wave. Oh, here's another wave of people.
Right.
That's pretty cool that, it shows that it's working.
Right, exactly. Not to mention how many games can you say have 500,000 people?
Yeah. I wonder what the number is after that, though, like how hard the drop-off was, too. But the fact that you have people downloading it and have eyes on the game is a big deal.
Right.
It's kind of the same idea as people, I should say developers, pushing for wishlisting their games on Steam. It's another metric.
Yes, it is. What I'm actually excited about is the Steam Deck. It's no longer reservation.
Yes. Now it's time to save up another, $300, $400 and drop it on a Steam Deck.
Yeah, I forgot the price. Oh my god.
It hurts. But at least they've caught up now.
Very true.
That's good.
That would make me make me more interested in getting it. Especially since PlayStation is still reservation only, so I'm like, yeah.
I wish that I used Steam more to actually want to use it. Like, I've got Steam, I've got games on it, but I just don't play them. It's all, like, old school games.
Right. But isn't the Steam Deck supposed to be Game Pass compatible?
No. Game Pass is its own standalone thing adjacent to everything else. There are Xbox games that have made it to Steam as well as another market for them. But as for Game Pass, no. It's strictly Microsoft only.
Okay. Then I'm For some reason, I thought they were they were offering it for Steam Deck too. That would be cool though.
They did show off in one of their ads. They showed off emulation for. It was either the Switch or the Wii, and I'm gonna say it's the Switch probably. And I don't think that they meant to show that it can be emulated on there.
Oh,
shit! Because you don't want essentially a competitor showing off, hey, we can take your rivals' games and emulate it on our systems.
Pretty much. You don't want Mario coming after your ass.
No.
And we're talking about the Charles version, not the Pratt version.
Oh, Jesus. Oh. Did you look into this game that I put up here at the top, Choo Choo Charles?
Oh my god, that trailer. Holy shit.
Doesn't it look cool and creepy?
Oh my god, look at my Facebook real quick. Go to my art album. There's a photo in there that you're gonna laugh at, and that trailer reminded me of it
Why you gotta
so
make me do
badly.
work?
Huh?
I said, why you gotta make me do work?
I'm sorry. When I saw,
Now you beating up your microphone. Uh-oh. You broke it. Oh, shit.
just readjusting.
Oh, it's working. Okay.
Okay, good.
All right, what picture am I looking for again?
Okay, let me see if I can get back on. Okay, if you go to my profile, go to
Mike,
my...
you are Psyduck. This Pokemon suits your personality.
Oh, Jesus.
That was the picture you put up.
Look at the album that's labeled Old Sketches. It should be like the third photo. Man.
Look at that thing.
The second I saw the trailer, I'm like, oh my god.
Kind of a similar idea, except for it's a giant spider train that's trying to kill you.
Oh, but the thing is that drawing I did. Mind you, I uploaded it in 2013, but I did that when I was an art major in at UMass. So probably around 2010, 2011.
So you willed this game into reality.
I just find it hilarious. I'm just like, oh my.
What do you think about the concept of the game? Having to run around on your own train, running away from this train while upgrading and doing quests for people so you can fight it with the gun that's attached to the back of your train.
It's funky as shit.
It's crazy.
It's like Thomas the Tank Engine you're fighting Thomas the Tank Engine had a baby with it.
Yes, and that's fucking creepy, but it's cool.
It's one of those games that you can't take it seriously, but it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. The way it feels a lot like the original Slender Man game when it came out too. Like it's got that look and feel to it when it moves.
I never had the chance to play that one.
Oh, I might still have it laying around on a hard drive somewhere. I don't think there was any. Ooh, I lost the word for it. I don't even know. Any licensing to it to where you have to install it into the registry of your laptop or computer. It should be just like you can put it on a thing and share it with somebody.
Oh no shit. Okay.
Yeah, 'cause I think when I got it, it came in a zip file. So. Ooh. And you smacked the mic again.
I had to get the blip on my end, I guess.
It's one way to do it.
No.
All right, where did we leave off?
We were just talking about Choo Choo. Choo Choo Charles.
So, I guess after that, let's talk about how a game that fell off the radar a long time ago has DLC for a character now. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl.
Oh Jesus!
They're
I don't even
introducing Rocco.
I'm surprised they didn't have him from the get-go.
You know, me too. There's a handful of people on there that I'm more surprised at, but I feel like they did it to reach a wider audience. Like, I knew Nickelodeon had the rights to the Turtles, TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
But they were just focused on shows. So the fact that they made some of the Turtles main characters to put in the game, like the base game, was kind of surprising. Rather than like focusing on, was it some of their like core Nicktoon characters?
Depending on, again, this might just be speculation on my end. Depending on when development started. Remember that that new TMNT game that came out that they liked a lot?
Yeah.
I'm wondering. I'm wondering if because of when they first announced that, maybe Nickelodeon saw, hey, They're actually very popular, and there's a good receiving for this. We should make them the main characters in our game and jump on that bandwagon type thing.
Maybe, I don't know. That's hard to really say. Like, I would say the mascot for that game is SpongeBob. Like, SpongeBob and Patrick were the main selling points, and then they also showed off Leo from the Turtles.
Well,
And
then
then
again,
April.
isn't SpongeBob and Patrick the unofficial mascots of Nickelodeon now, anyways?
I guess so, yeah.
Disney has Mickey, Pokemon has Pikachu, they have SpongeBob.
Yeah, Nickelodeon went from, like, having Rugrats to having SpongeBob. I feel like it changed.
Yeah, I didn't realize how old frickin' SpongeBob is at this point. Holy shit.
I know, right? And it's still going strong.
Uh-huh. But it wasn't until recent that Patrick actually got his own spin-off. I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner.
Yeah. Which is still weird. But anyway, they got a new character coming out for the game after all this time, and it's Rocco. And I guess apparently they had voices put into the game now. Because when the game first came out, it was just noises and stuff from the game, not the characters. They never talked, they didn't do anything like that, but I guess they do now.
It's a
At least
3D render game, but they didn't have the voices for the character?
Nope.
At least the TMNT type game it wouldn't make sense if they kept if they did like sprite voices and stuff like that, because it's that style game.
And they did. There are voices in that game.
I don't get it.
It could be a budgetary thing, too. Regardless, they have a character coming out. Whoopie-doo.
It's not gonna make me want to play it anymore. think I downloaded and never touched it. Let's see.
Are you thinking of Multiverses, or are you thinking of All-Star Brawl?
Oh no, All Star Brawl was a free download on PlayStation a while back.
Oh, okay.
Multiverses I still want to try. Just because you could have frickin' Black Adam face Shaggy if you wanted.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You said, let's see, what you looking up?
No, I'm just trying to see what else on the what we still need to hit on.
There's only a handful of things.
We got the Konami live stream, the Silent Hill live stream.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't happen, and they just uploaded.
Yeah, that was funny. There was a big countdown to it because they wanted to talk about the new Silent Hill properties. And then it came time, and then nothing happened. And then they put up the live stream as a whole as an upload on their thing, and then started uploading trailers after that because it didn't work.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Hey, at least they were good sports about it, I guess.
And it's cool that they've got new Silent Hill properties coming out because people have been wanting a new Silent Hill game. Like every time there's been horror or something horror adjacent or anything that remotely looks like Silent Hill, a lot of the forums and stuff, and people are like, oh, this is a new Silent Hill. This is going to be a new Silent Hill thing. Look at this. This is clearly Silent Hill. Never has been until now.
And what's it has nothing to do with the stream, but for the longest time, I could have sworn Silent Hill and Resident Evil were the same thing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Mind you, this was like years ago when we were kids and stuff like that.
I thought you were going to say just yesterday.
Oh, dear God, no.
I mean, that's fair. They were both, like, the two big horror titles back on the PlayStation, so I don't blame you for that.
And I would play them in the arcades.
Silent Hill at the arcade?
I could have sworn Silent Hill had an arcade version.
Did Resident Evil have an arcade version?
Yes, they did.
What was it called?
No, like it's the actual game in the arcade, the original Resident Evil games.
Oh, there was one, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
because I
that's what
remember
started the
seeing
whole
that.
zombie shooter games in the arcade situation.
Well, there was also House of the Dead.
That too. Oh dear God! Don't be doing this to me.
I keep going. There's Time Crisis. I used to play Time Crisis a lot too.
That at least I know it has nothing to do with any of that stuff.
How about Sniper Scope?
Nope, never touched that one.
Anyway, the biggest that came out of that was, besides a handful of different Silent Hill trailers and a movie coming out too, they're remaking Silent Hill 2, which I guess is the fan favorite. But people are not happy with who is making it.
I would really like to know why.
From what I
Are they-
gather, it's just they don't think that Bloober Team is up to snuff. Like the Medium, when that came out, it did okay. But it wasn't like a glowing game. Nobody was like, oh, this is the next thing from them, or this is going to be the X Killer, or everybody's got to buy this game for whatever reason. They were just like, it's cool. It's alright. And if anyone's wondering, that's the Medium. The fancy thing with that game apparently is the environments that it takes place in are running in parallel at the same time on the game, so it's actively generating, generating is not the right word, but the way the game is laid out is it's running two things in parallel, and you have the ability to swap back and forth between the two at like certain places. So it's always running these two like dimensions of the level at the same time.
I'm very curious. I'd have to find out what the purpose of that would be.
I don't know. I think it was to like push the power of the Xbox and see what it could do. And then that's what turned into the game that they made. But I guess Konami tapped them to make Silent Hill 2 remake, and people don't think that they would be able to handle it or do it justice.
That's different though.
I
think
feel like
people
that
need to
is
give-
personal opinion, but
Right, because there's a difference between making a brand new game from scratch and then remastering or remaking a game that's already been done in the
some cases, when they're
past.
remastering a game, they are taking it and redoing it from the ground up. They might take some assets and things from before and touch them up, or maybe even use the old source code to keep that the same. But a lot of it's just building things back up.
Well, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm like story-wise and stuff like that. The groundwork's already done. Whereas Medium was a game that they did from start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
It's comparing apples to oranges. I think people.
Well, you
need
also
to...
have to update the story and the pacing of the game to fit with however they're doing the remaster. Just look at Resident Evil 2 versus the remaster of that.
Yeah, no, I get what you're talking about, but that's they have a base framework already to work off of versus starting from nothing. Even if it's just a guideline to go by. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I take it with a grain of salt. Let them do with it. Let them try.
I mean, obviously Konami believes in them if they gave it to them to do it.
Right. Especially when they're coming out with all this stuff. I don't think that they would be. If they didn't care about the title, they wouldn't be giving it to them.
Right. And along those lines, too, since we're talking about Resident Evil and Silent Hill, Capcom had their own showcase about Resident Evil itself as well. They showed off Resident Evil 4's remaster gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
They showed off some more stuff about the new Resident Evil 8 DLC, the something of Rose or whatever. They actually showed off some more... What are you doing, Cat? They showed off some more gameplay about the Reverse, which is their multiplayer mode.
Yeah.
Or game. I don't even know if that's a game or if it's its own standalone thing. And then they showed off some third-person perspective gameplay for Resident Evil 8 as well, since that's in the new update that just came out recently.
It's just nuts even thinking that Resident Evil's already up to 8. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. and they've changed like gameplay so many times, just the way what they focused on and how things came to be.
Yeah.
It's just funny to think about. Since this one is getting a little long, what do you... Well, let me pose the question that I put at the top of this. Do you think we should do our own video games award or a type thing this year? And just say, like, certain categories, here's what we think.
Yeah, why not? I think it'd be cool to review all the stuff that we've talked about and see what we enjoyed most or what we didn't enjoy throughout this year, and then cap off with what we are looking forward to at the, come next year.
Okay.
Maybe like a New Year's special or something like that.
Sure. And with that, too, I can put the questions into, like a forum thing? Like a questionnaire on the thing that we use to host the podcast. And then when it shows up on Spotify and whatnot, those questions will pop up and people can interact with it. So I can facilitate some answers there and see what other people think, too. Like, have them
Very
vote.
true. Yeah, why not?
Okay. Well, that'll be fun.
See what... Yeah. Maybe do some stuff, see what direction people want us to head into as far as discussions.
I'm getting excited about this idea now. Now I want to get as many people that we know into this as we can. Like, me and you are obviously perfect for that. Meg would work too. Callie has ideas or opinions. I would like to know what she has to say. Bailey and Brian would be funny to hear what their ideas on things are.
Yeah.
We would just sit here and debate video games and talk.
Yeah, pretty much. I would be okay with that. Let's see. And then what we could extend this, and again, spoilers, guys. We could, once it's up and running, could do it on throw the polls on the Facebook page or the Twitter page once they're up and going.
Oh yeah, I can do the Twitter one easily. We just have to make the Facebook page still.
Yep.
Thank you for reminding me. I need to plug our stuff at the end. Since I never do it.
So yeah, you heard it here, guys. We're gonna be starting a Facebook and we have a Twitter page.
You're welcome. So just to wrap things up, what do you think about the EA motive boss saying that game cancellation shouldn't be taboo? Did you take a look at that excerpt?
Yeah, I agree with him. I didn't even know that this was I didn't realize that this was a problem. Like, I understand people get upset about games getting canceled, but like, that happens. They don't have to tell us shit. They don't even have to announce that these games are coming out until they're for sure.
And you know what? A lot of people would argue that that's how they should do it. I feel like this is part of like a byproduct of announcing games too early, because you know you'll have some things done, like some early gameplay concept things. You have early concept art, some characters that you can show off, and like maybe even a title.
Yeah.
And you know, with the right studio showing that shit off, it gets people excited, and they're like, "Oh, I can't wait to see more of this." And you'll drip feed it, show what they're doing every so often, and then when it just disappears, that leaves people upset and kind of like leaves a void, because they're like, oh, I'm looking forward to this, and it's gone. Which I think is where some of this idea of it's not okay to talk about things unless it's coming out comes from.
I think people take things way too seriously. They need to get over the fact that like shit happens. You're they're letting you know, hey, this is what we're working on right now. But if down the line that it doesn't happen, yeah, you can be upset. But at the end of the day, it's just a game.
Part of the business.
Right. If it doesn't make sense profitability-wise, they're not going to do it. They're there to make money.
Right.
Yeah,
and I feel like the last sentence of what he said fits into that. He says, and I quote, "You want to make sure you've got sustainability and you set the teams up for success, and I take that responsibility of calculated risk-taking very seriously." And apparently he does, because they went from whatever they were doing before to finishing up the Dead Space remake now, and they're working on an Iron Man game. You know, the Marvel titles and properties don't come cheap. So the fact that they've worked their way up to making an Iron Man game now I think it kind of speaks to what he's saying.
Right. You have to do what makes sense. Yes, yes, it'd be cool to make all these make the titles that people are really excited about, but at the same time, you have to know, you have to make the decision: am I going to make the stuff that I know is going to be making money, or am I going to put all my attention on the stuff that's not, that's a risk? Especially in the perspective that you had just said, it hit the nail on the head. He's got to think about these companies, especially like the smaller tier companies. They got to think about the salaries of their employees too. It's not just them.
Well,
The company flops, they don't get paid.
right, and well, this is coming from taking on projects. A lot of these studios will be conscripted by bigger companies, or from the companies that own them, and they're given the projects to do, or they'll bid on the projects to do it. This is EA, so obviously they probably got handed it down from somebody and said, "Hey, you're doing XYZ, things are looking good. How would you like to make an Iron Man game?" And they probably had to sit there and mull it over and say yes or no, think about if they could handle it, and then ultimately said yes to it.
Right. So I don't know. I think people need. I think it falls along the lines of, yeah, like you said originally at the beginning. It's people get their hearts set when things get announced too early, or like with the Marvel movies getting the slate revealed on Disney Plus Day years in advance. Movie theaters don't have. I mean, movie companies don't have to tell us what they're planning 10 years down the line.
Yeah.
They just recently did that to get us excited. They could.
Yeah, I feel like Marvel's really bad about that. They're like, here's our timeline for what we plan to do and what's coming out when. But have
Right.
they missed, or have they not set out everything when they've unveiled it? Like, have they dropped anything at all?
Well, you have. That's not exactly fair, because when they started doing that was just before the pandemic. So a lot of those slates got pushed back, and they had to adjust. And so some of the delays got pushed back. So that's where a lot of a lot of the disappointment and pushback from fans was all about. But like a couple of the YouTubers that I watch about that type of stuff say the exact same thing that we're saying right now. It's they're doing it as a courtesy to us, as a service to the fans. They don't have to tell us anything. If they have something on their slate in the works, hey, we're gonna work on a Silver Surfer movie. Don't mention anything to us, and they
I would
realize
say
down the
that you
line.
wouldn't want to mention anything until you actually got something like done,
Mm,
or I guess sh- show of proof or proof of concept that it's being made. You don't want to work on something like that and show it off, knowing that you're gonna can it later or something, or not being sure.
right. I think at that point, if at least with a Marvel slate that I've seen that they brought out, want to say the only thing that never actually came to be, and I could be wrong. I'm sure somebody will correct me later down the line. Was when they were talking about doing was it Immortals, or was it Invincibles? Oh my God, the one
For
that got
what?
turned, the one that got turned into a TV show.
I don't know.
Marvel's Immortals?
I don't keep up with that shit, so I have no idea.
Not Eternals. It's definitely not the Eternals.
The Immortals.
Nope, not Eternals.
No, Eternals was the movie, right?
Right, but there was supposed to be a movie of another team up, similar to like the X-Men type of thing. And the actual main character did actually showed up in the Multiverse of Madness movie. What the hell is
See,
his
it's
name?
sounding familiar, but I have no idea.
Multiverse of Madness. This is gonna look up the characters. But it was slated to be a movie, and then they changed it to the to a CW TV show, and it didn't last very long.
You still can't find it?
No, for the longest, for some godforsaken reason, I can't find it. Reed Richards, Captain Carter, Pizza Papa. Nope, that's Wong. Black Bolt. Marvel Black Bolt. Black Bolt.
Don't know.
That's the character. But what was his team, though?
Young Justice.
Don't start. Inhumans.
Oh.
Because that was supposed to be... Because this was before... That's what it was. It was before the Fox merger. That was supposed to be their version... That was supposed to be their answer for the mutants.
Okay. Oh, yeah. They're still sitting on all the X-Men shit.
Yeah, because they're just trying to do the tie-ins now.
Mm-hmm.
Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is going to be in Deadpool.
Yes, that came out recently, too.
I'm excited as shit for that.
I like the Deadpool movie, so I'm excited to see what they're going to do with that. I am still waiting to see a good take on Gambit. He's my favorite X-Men character.
You and me both. I'm not sure how he would have done it, but I would have been interested in seeing Channing Tatum's version of Gambit.
I believe that's who was tapped to play him before.
Right, he was supposed to before the whole merger thing, and then it got sidelined, and then just no.
Yeah. Yep. Oh well. Anyway, game cancellation should not be a big deal, but I feel like game companies shouldn't put out things too early either.
Right.
I don't know. It's hard to do that because you want to put out something and get people excited for the game and looking forward to it, because then that ends up turning things into Steam wish listing and people requesting it or saving it and stuff like that on their sites where it's coming out at. So you want that excitement and you want to drum up people talking about it and stuff, but at the same time, where is the sweet spot to do it and not worry about having to cancel it later on?
Right. Not to mention you want to I'm sure they want to gauge people's interest in it as well, you know?
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
So,
don't know, man.
You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
Yeah. What are you
People
gonna
just
do?
need to realize, hey, these are just forms of entertainment. Don't get so upset.
Easier said than done.
I'm the hypocrite over here. I guarantee, bitching and complaining when KH3 taking God knows how long to come out. So
You are allowed to have your own feelings and emotions. Just keep your shit in check. Be a
Pretty
person,
much.
and remember there's somebody else on the other side of the avatar you are yelling at.
Mm-hmm.
Just be nice. It's not that hard. It costs you
Right.
nothing.
Don't be that guy that beat the hell out of Pelosi's husband with a hammer.
Jesus, did we have to really bring that up?
It's a perfect example. I know we're not political, but it's a perfect example of what we're talking about.
Extreme.
That's people getting so butthurt that they try to cause harm.
I was just gonna say, don't be a dick, be a dude.
Yeah.
But thank you.
No problem.
Okay.
It's not worth getting arrested, folks.
No. Okay, I was gonna say I think we're gonna call it since it's 11:30, and I've got to go to work tomorrow.
All right.
I'm gonna try and upload this tonight too, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, if anybody wants to follow the podcast and things that we talk about or retweet and shit, we got Twitter, or we're on Twitter and Instagram and working on Facebook. On Twitter, it's RamblePackPod, RamblePackPod, and on Instagram, it's RamblePack_pod. Should be easy enough to find us because the name is also the avatar, at least until we make a new picture for it. No, you're fine. Obviously, we're on, Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Working on getting us other places wherever we can find it. So, until next... I was going to say until next time, Mike. This has been the podcast. Goodbye.